Welcome to the Swim Swam podcast. I'm your host, Coleman Hodges. Joining us today, she is a European champion, a World Championships medalist, an ISL champion, 2020 Olympian, and most recently, NC State postgrad. Today, we are talking to Fantine Lesaffre. How's it going?
Oh, perfect. Everything going perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. So let's talk NC State. You made the move to Raleigh after Tokyo. Can you tell me a little bit about what went into this decision for you and how this transition has been so far?
Well, after the Olympics, I wanted to stop because I had 2 years really tough. I had a mental breakdown last year, and I was just lost and didn't know what to do. So I wanted to stop, but I was already committed with Aqua Centurion for ISL season 3. So I didn't want to let them down. So I went there. It wasn't my best swim, but I still enjoy it. The team was great and stuff, but swimming was just too hard. So I wanted to stop again after ISL, but my boyfriend, Nicola Doriano, was here in NC State, and I always wanted to come here in US to swim. But when I was young, I couldn't come, and then I thought I was too old to just move in another country and start to swim in a totally different way. So I never went there. Well, here, but Nicola was telling me all these stories about how it is here in NC State with the coach, with the team and stuff, and I was curious because this was something I wanted to try when I was younger. So I was curious, and when the US frontier was open again for us, foreigner, I came here to see by myself and to talk with Dino, my current coach. And I don't know, I was just like, I really enjoyed it. It was really different from what I was doing, and that was exactly what I needed for now. So I went back in France. I swim a bit, took a break, 3 weeks off, and then I came back here in January to probably till Paris 2024.
Whoa, that's awesome. Dino, I've filmed Dino's practices once or twice. I love that guy. He's great. So when you went over to NC State in Raleigh to talk to Dino, what sold you on the program, or what did he say that you liked?
He said that, it didn't say something that made me want to come here. It was full of things. I like the team. I like the way they're training here because it's really, really different from France. And I needed a lot of change in my swimming career. So I really like to be here. And, I don't know, he said like I was a good swimmer and I could come back from where I was when I was European champion, when I was world medalist, and I just needed some training. And he said he could see me be back at that time and what I did. So I was really happy, and it was cheering me to be better and push me up. When I went there in November, I wasn't really in shape, not really at all. I wasn't training well for the past few months, and even like that, he saw something in me, and I was really happy that he see that, because I couldn't see that anymore in myself for a long time. So I was really happy.
So you mentioned that training in the United States was a lot different than training in France. In what ways is it different?
Well, first, here we have 9 practice. In France, I had 10 or sometimes 11 practice a week. So I swim less than what I was doing in France. And we most of the time swim in yard course. And I hated short course meter because I really suck at turn. And so I always training in long course, but here I have to swim in a pool shorter than short course meters. So it was complicated at first. I think I would hate it, but actually I like it because I can actually work on my turns, because it's where I lax the most. I'm not good at it, and so now I have to work on it. So I really enjoyed it. And after that, I'm on a group on a team with like 65 people, I think, like 65 swimmers. So it's a lot, and I'm not used to it because in France we have like just small group, and I used to swim alone. I was in a group, but I had my own practice when I was in France. So I was always swimming. It was always me against me. So it was difficult to, at some point, push myself, because when you are alone, it's easier to abandon when you're tired. But when I'm with the girls here, I just don't want to let them win. So I always to push myself to swim faster and faster, just to be with the girl and not let them be behind me or stuff. So I really enjoy to be on a big team, to have people like I can swim with. So that's really different. And we have some. So I'm on the pro team here in Wolfpack, in NC State. So I'm the Wolfpack elite team, but I swim with the college team, and so I have to swim according NCAA rules. They have limited hours of training on a week. Like, I don't know if it's 20 or 25 hours a week, something like that. So I swim with them. So I've shorter practice than what I was doing in France. Like, here we swim like max 2 hours. And in France, I could go like 2 hours and a half or stuff like that. And I'm sorry, I'm a bit stressed. So we never swim to swim. Like, we always have a purpose. Every practice have a purpose. We are always going straight to the point. And that's why I like, because I'm most of the time swimming at race pace, so it's pretty intense, what I wasn't doing when I was in France. And so I think it prepared myself better for the actual race when I will compete. So I really like that. And here we have like power trainings, where we use racks and tower and socks, bricks, shoots, stuff like that. And we never use that when I was in France. It's like, so it was really, really complicated for me at first. I didn't know what to do exactly, what I was doing, but I actually really like it, because every practice I work on something where I'm not good at. So like my turn, or like my power on the water, like how to catch water or stuff like that. So I really like it.
That sounds awesome. I especially with a team like NC State, they're pretty rowdy, I would say. Do you find that there's a lot of energy on the pool deck on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, that's something that's really different than in France, because here everyone is cheering you to always push yourself and to do better every practice. And it was, I don't know, there's like good mood on the pool, like even with the coach, like everything is about positive attitude and be better. So yeah, everyone push everyone to be better. So that's what I like here.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your training in France. At the beginning of this, you said you kind of had a breakdown, which I think a lot of athletes experienced during the pandemic, right? There was a long 2 years between 2019 World Champs and then the Olympics that ultimately happened in 2021. Can you take us through a little bit of that? Just what was a final straw for you, or what led to you having a down moment, and kind of what helped you get out of that?
After the first lockdown in France, I really thought I was ready to swim and to kick it to the Olympics. But after just a few months of practice, I was feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. I knew something was wrong, but it was the Olympic year. So I just kept pushing myself as much as I could every practice. But at some point last year, like February 2021, it was like too much. I just couldn't keep swimming this way. For my health, it wasn't good, because I had panic attack like every practice. I was anxious all the time. I couldn't swim, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. So I just decided to stop. So I took 3 weeks off in the middle of the year, just a few months before the Olympics, but it was necessary. But it was the Olympic year, so I didn't want to stop right now, because I worked so hard to be there. So I was back at practice. I take it slow at first, and then I was back to work hard. And I was lucky enough to make it to the Olympics, but it was really complicated. I couldn't swim during the lockdown. I couldn't swim. Then I thought about a lot of stuff. I was swimming a lot alone. Like as I said before, I was swimming alone. And in France, we swim a lot. Like I swim only on long course, and I was swimming 8K per practice, so 80K a week. So it was a lot, and it was too hard. I just needed to stop.
80K a week. That's a lot. Yeah. I would want to stop too. So you made it to the Olympics, as you said. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience there? Was this your first Olympics?
No, it was my second Olympics. So I was in Rio in 2016, but I was young. It was my first Olympics, and I was just I was seeing all these stars around me, so I wasn't focused on swimming and stuff. So it wasn't my best competition. And then I went to Tokyo. I wanted to be with my 4:34 in the 400 AM. I wanted to be Olympic finalist and maybe like on Olympic medalist. But with the past 2 years I've been through, it was complicated. I knew when I was in Tokyo that it won't be the same Olympics as before, because there were a lot of restrictions. They weren't people in the pool to cheer on us and stuff like that. So it was really complicated, but it was the Olympics. It happens like just every 4 years. So I didn't want to be, I didn't want the Olympics be like my past 2 years. I wanted to enjoy what I was living. So I took all the good things I could, and like there weren't people in the pool to cheer on us, but thanks to that we could all hear our own friends on the French team because there were no one, so we could hear them really loud in the pool. So it was great. The cafeteria, we were all separated, but it was fun because we could have new memories. I don't know how to say. It's just I wanted to take all the goods from Tokyo, because at that time I thought it will be my last Olympics. So I wanted to enjoy it, and I wanted to find back what I wanted, what I loved about that sport, about swimming and stuff. So I just focused on everything, all the good things that the Olympics could give me, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, my English is really bad.
No. That made a lot of sense. Yeah. So do you feel like you were able to actually enjoy Tokyo and get back to a place where you were able to find the things that you really loved about swimming?
Well, I enjoyed my experience there because I was with my friends. I tried to swim the way I wanted to, and not how I was swimming the past few years and few months. But I wanted more. Because I know that I didn't give my everything to swimming. I know I can do better. So I was happy and I wasn't at the same time. So I wanted more after the Olympics.
So obviously with the next Olympics coming up, it's a home Olympics for you. I'm a little surprised to hear that in Tokyo you had thought that would be your last one. And obviously, like you said, you had gone through a hard couple of years. But what eventually shifted, or what eventually changed your mind of, okay, I want to go for one more Olympics, and that one being, in Paris?
Well, I think it's because I knew deep down in me I had something to do. I could do better than what I did in Tokyo. I think I can swim as fast or faster than what I did before. So this, and the thing that I'm here now because I couldn't swim. Well, I could, but I could swim in France, but I wanted really something really different. I needed some change in my swimming career. So being here in NC States and doing something really, really different from what I did for all these years is just this, and Dino, and I don't know, it's a lot of things that make me want to do more. So I know I can do better. So I want to show people, and not people, I just want to prove to myself that I can go back to where I was.
So you mentioned you needed some change. You've been doing things the same way for a long time. You're 27 now. How long have you been swimming?
Since 14.
Okay. And when did you first make the French national team?
In 2014 for the European Championships in Berlin.
Okay. So it's been a while. You've been swimming at an elite level for quite some time now, well over a decade. So it seems like some change will be good. What do you feel like you've learned so far being in Raleigh?
What did I learn from?
Have you felt yourself change as an athlete or as a swimmer while being there?
Yes, because I always focus when I swim. I always focus on my actual swim, like the distance between the walls. And since I'm here, I focus on something else, like my turn and my stroke count and my kick count and stuff like that. So I'm 27 and I'm still learning things from swimming and from the coaches and the swimmers here. So I'm really happy about that, because I can still be able to keep learning things from what I'm doing since like almost all my life. It's like I enjoy it more because I know learning all these stuffs now means I can do better after, if you see what I mean. It's just if I keep learning things, it means I can go faster and go better after.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense to me. So how I found out that you were training with NC State is that you got to race at one of their dual meets. Yeah. You swam a 157 in the 200 IM. And I have some context for that because I've swam in yards pools all my life. What did you think of going a 157 in a 200 yard IM?
It's difficult because it was my first time, so I don't really know what it means, 157 in yards. But the pool record here in NC State is 157. And when I was out of the pool, Dino was really excited. He said that after a month of practice here, you are able to swim that fast. So it's really good, and it means you can go better after. So I was really happy. I was happy after. At the moment, I didn't know what it was, so I was just okay. It's good, but after hearing every coaches what they say to me, I was really happy. It was my first time, so it is my PB. It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty great that you can just hop in and go best time no matter what. I didn't realize that was almost the pool record, though. That's always cool. So for that race in particular, what were you focusing on, or did you have a goal, or did you have things you were thinking about during the race?
I really struggled to race for the past few months. I was really anxious before the Olympics or before my trials or on a just simple meeting. So I was focused on myself. I was trying to not, I was alone and on the pool, and I didn't want to see what or hear what other people were thinking about me. I was just focused on myself and trying to do what I was doing, what I know to do. So I was just like focus on me and swim like I used to, and it actually went pretty well because I control everything I did during my race, my stroke, my breathe, my kick counts and everything like that. So it was a really smooth 200 IM. Yeah, it was like a easy 200 IM because I just did what I used to do before my mental breakdown and stuff. So I felt happy about that because I could do what I used to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That makes total sense. I mean, that's just very heartwarming to hear. It's really cool to hear this comeback journey and how far you're in it currently. So let's talk about the 400 IM, because if you don't know, if you're listening right now. Fantine has a world championship bronze medal in the 400 IM. She has a European title in the 400 IM. So you're kind of a master at it. So in the 400 IM, what's your race plan? Can you take me through how you view each of your strokes when you race a 4 IM, either short course or long course?
I'm not good at butterflies, so I'm usually just take it slow, just seeing where the girls are and just being with them, but not being, how to say, I'm not exactly with the girls. I'm just like a bit behind, but not too far from either, because I need to be good on the first 100 IM. And then for me, my race starts with the backstroke, because I'm good at the 200 back and breast. So my real race for me, it starts at the 100 backstroke. So it's when I start to swim fast and be focused on what I'm doing and not on what the other girls are doing. So I'm not the first on a butterfly, and then on back and breast, I'm trying to be with the first girls. That's usually what I'm doing. And when I arrive at freestyle, it means it's a 400 IM, so we usually all are tired for the freestyle. So it's just a race against all the girls and beat the most of them.
So in your training, do you have certain strokes you focus on? Do you do a lot of backstroke or a lot of breaststroke in training? Do you have a strong focus on freestyle? How does that play out in what you do in practice?
When I was in France, I had practice in every stroke. So I have butterfly practice, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, and some IM practice, but I never had transition practice. I never did like the butterfly backstroke or back breast or breast free. And since I'm here, I'm most of the time I'm doing transition, and I'm doing a lot of butterfly back or back breast and breast free. And I think it's really good, but because you in 400 IM, you need to be good on the transition, like the 50 butterfly and backstroke and back breast and breast free. So I really like to work on that, because when I'm doing an IM practice, like when I'm on yard and we're doing a 400 on 300 IM, I can find my stroke easily when I do my transition. So I'm better. I feel like it's easy now to swim IM now that I'm working on my transition. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I do work most on my backstroke and breaststroke than the two other stroke, because I like that, and because that's, I think, where I'm the best. So I'm working on it. But I think at some point I will try to start to practice my butterfly, because I really suck at it and I need to be better.
I'm sure it can't be that bad, but thank you for that tutorial on your IM training. So I am also curious. You train with Coach Dino, Mark Bernardino, for those who aren't savvy to his nickname. Who do you usually train with? What athletes do you usually race against in practice?
It changed a lot. When I'm on IM practice, I'm usually with I don't know their name. Well, I know their name, but like one German girl named Yara, and there's Brooke Travis, Grace Schiebel, Kay Foley. I'm usually with these girls when I'm on 400 IM practice or long distance practice. And when I'm on backstroke, I'm like with Emma Mudzi. It changed a lot actually, because there's a lot of backstrokers, so I'm usually with a lot of person. But when I'm on my group is the white group, so I'm usually with the Yara and Brooke and Grace and Caroline Schiebel, Kay Foley, and with the guy there is Rose Dante, Will. I don't know their entire name. They're just like
Will Gallant.
Yeah, Will Gallant, Eric, James.
Knowles.
Yeah, Eric Knowles, James.
Slade.
Yes. There's Connell, Mikey Moore, and Nicola Doriano, obviously.
I was curious if Nicola swam similar events to you.
No, his were on long distance. So in long course, he's doing like 4, 8, and 15. And in yard, he's most like 500 and the miles. I think that's the race. So no, we are not exactly. We're not always together.
Gotcha.
He's most of the time like he's with the distance, and I'm most of the time with IM and stroke. Okay,
cool. So it sounds like you've got lots of training partners now.
Yeah.
On any given day. So looking forward, obviously we know now that the Spring World Championships will be postponed, so we don't have those. You have still got European Championships in August. So is that pretty much your focus meet for the summer? I guess, do you still have to qualify for Euros this summer?
Yeah. Qualification or trials are in April. It was a month before the World at first, and I wanted to focus on the World. When I decided to come here, I wanted to swim here until the Worlds, do the World Championships, and then take a break, because I didn't took a long break. So mentally, I still feel like I need to rest a bit, and I wanted to be back. I didn't want to do the European Championships at first. I wanted to rest and then be back in August here in the United States to swim until Paris. But the Worlds are postponed, so I needed to change my plan, and so I doing the European Championships, but I'm not going to qualify in France at our trials. I'm gonna stay here in the US, and in April, beginning of April, there is, I think it's a Tier Pro Series meeting at San Antonio, so I will be able to do my qualification times here in the US. So I'm staying here in the US until July because I need to came back in July for the last training camp with the national team. Of course, if I do the time, but I hope so. So yes, for now I'm staying here and training hard for the European Championships.
Good to know. I think I'm going to be in San Antonio. So are you shooting for 400 IM, 200 IM?
Yes, and I would like to do the 200 backstroke too this year, because I'm doing a lot of backstroke here, and I feel well, I have the good feeling with the 200 backstroke, so I would like to try it too.
Nice. Do you know offhand what the qualification times are for those events?
Yes, the 400 is the A final time. I think it's 4:43 in the 400 AM to 12 something for the 200 AM and 2:11 for the 200 back.
Easy.
I hope.
Fingers crossed, obviously. Nice. Well, so that is exciting. I'm looking forward to watching you progress as you continue at NC State. I really appreciate you taking the time to come sit down and chat with us. Any parting thoughts for our audience before we sign off today?
Any what? Sorry.
Any parting thoughts before we sign off?
Parting thoughts? I'm sorry. I just.
Yeah. Any final words?
Sorry for my English. I'm not really good, but I'm working on it. And thank you for having me.
You've been listening to the Swim Swam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take Swim Swam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.